A Republican in Oklahoma has a new piece of legislation that's a real doozy. So this is Senate Bill 1142. Senator Rob Standridge came up with this. And what it does is, if just one parent objects to a book in a school library, it must be removed within 30 days. So if one parent has a problem with the book, you have to get rid of it within a month. Okay, well, you're probably having a follow-up question. What if you don't? Well, if it's not, the librarian must be fired and cannot work for any public school for 2 years. And because everything in American politics is about a bounty of $10,000, parents can also collect at least $10,000 per day from school districts if the book is not removed as requested. Well, that sounds bad, but bear in mind, a lot of these public schools have so much money sitting around that they can just easily pay that out. That won't bankrupt the whole school. Anyway, so Senator Rob Standards says that parents and grandparents of public school students have been complaining for a couple of years now about books with sexual content, and so he wants to get rid of those. A few that he says he has concerns about include the Trans Teen Survival Guide, Quick and Easy Guide to Queer and Trans Identities, a Quick and Easy Guide to They, Them Pronouns, and The Art of Drag. He was asked, hey, how come all these are about the LGBTQ community? He says, well, yeah, they all are about that. I haven't seen any heterosexual books that are too sexual, but if they gave out 50 Shades of Grey, I'd have a problem with that. Also, he says he's not worried about the Bible being removed because the Old Testament Song of Songs contains graphic sexual depictions because he contends that schools don't have Bibles on library shelves. Well, soon they won't have any books about the Bible or Christianity because all it takes is one parent to come in and say, nope, don't want that book or that book or that book. You better get rid of it in a couple weeks or else ching.
I get the feeling that if another parent came and started pushing against books that he likes, those books might not be on the same rapid pace of elimination as these other ones. Maybe. Outside chance.
But you have to, or else the librarian gets stuff. So does everyone get how this ends? There's not gonna be books in the room. And I get that like they're fine with that because they don't want the kids to know anything. But no, not it. Like everything should be up to the most xenophobic, close-minded person in a community. They get to decide what books your kids have access to. That is the system they're setting up. But don't call it cancel culture. They just think that any ignorant parent should be able to cancel all of the books. Remember when they weren't gonna sell that one Dr. Seuss book? Like the company didn't want to sell anymore? That was cancel culture. You canceling every Dr. Seuss book isn't cancel culture, apparently.
No, it's frustrating. So as he's what was the part? Oh yeah, he hasn't figured anything that would fall under the category that would deem he would think necessary to get rid of these books. This is a one-man show of telling folks exactly what he thinks should be eliminated. I'm one of those people that when someone comes up with one of these stupid rules, I would just exploit it from my other point of view and be like, so this is how this can work. Because you think only your folks can do this. I would start going after every kind of book that makes no sense to eliminate. And eventually they'd get sick of me and go, why did we start this stupid rule? Mr. Jackson keeps coming here and asking us to get rid of random books like the dictionary because there's a word in it that he doesn't like.
Yeah.
But do I get that validation? And they probably tell me no. And I'd ask, so why does this a-hole next to me get the validation of eliminating books? And make them answer that question.
No, they don't want kids to learn anything. They want them to be out there, good, obedient workers with very low expectations for what the quality of their life will be. That's what they want.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.